Jazz Scene Buffalo is sponsored by Constance Caldwell, licensed real estate salesperson at Howard Hanna Real Estate Services. Rainbow Air Helicopter Tours. Experience the wow over Niagara Falls. For information, go to rainbowairinc.com. And by Chef's Restaurant, downtown Buffalo. Menu and hours at ilovechefs.com.
Welcome, and thank you for joining us at Jazz Scene Buffalo, the show that gives you a mere glimpse into America's classical music in Buffalo, New York. My name is Constance Caldwell, and it gives me great pleasure to present and introduce Western New York first call jazz musicians, educators, and band leaders. We even have a special guest who will regale us with a bit of local jazz-related intrigue. On the scene today with Buffalo Jazz Collective, Artistic Director Mark Filsinger. And Mark, who just happens to be a versatile trumpeter, often touring on the national scene. At home, Mark's an educator, composer, and arranger. And today we are excited to feature the Mark Filsinger Quartet. You ready, Mark? Ready. Let's do it. Hi, thanks for joining us again. And I'm here tonight behind the scenes, Jazz Scene Buffalo with some friends. And we're going to talk to Mark Filsinger, our special band leader for tonight's show. Thank you so much for that wonderful tune. And I can't wait to hear more. But for now, we want to hear a little bit more about you. And we're with Jack Nossavage, who is Jazz Scene Buffalo's historian. He is our local historian. He knows stuff. And I just want to clarify that I'm a huge jazz fan. I don't know as much stuff as a lot of people out there that play it, research it, study it. So I'm more than happy to learn from you guys today. What is going on the scene? What's happening? So first I want to talk to you a little bit, but I'm going to ask Jack to talk to you about you because Jack was telling me the other day things I had no idea about your history here in Buffalo and on the jazz scene. So Jack was like, oh yeah. And then you started telling me about Mark's father.
Yeah, we started talking about Uncle Dennis. Uncle Dennis Trabuzzi. Yeah. You want to tell the story?
Is he your uncle?
Mark's uncle.
My uncle. Yeah. Uncle Dennis was one of the greatest lead trumpet players in the country for many years. Played in a lot of great bands. Played in Doc Severinsen's Tonight Show band for a while. Played with the Tommy Dorsey Orchestra. And was actually key in getting a lot of Buffalo musicians on the Tommy Dorsey band. He was sort of the first guy, I think, in this area to be on that band and got everybody from Phil Simms, Bob LaDuca, Tommy Kasparek, Nelson Starr, all those guys got in the band.
Chris Tedesco
trumpet
played player on the LA studio scene.
Of course, Jack knows that. And how did we not know that?
I don't know.
I guess we have to have Jazz Scene Buffalo to talk about it.
Yeah, so I grew up, listening to Dennis play, and whenever he was back in town, and of course, I think that's why I decided I wanted to play the trumpet, and I grew up getting to hear all those bands and everything, which was really important in my development as a trumpet player.
So does your uncle still play out? Is he still around, or what's going on
He's still
with him?
around. He's still in town. He still practices the trumpet. He still buys new equipment, new mouthpieces, and messes around with all this stuff. But is not out playing gigs anymore.
Yeah. Okay. And now you are also on the scene as a jazz educator. I know that you are at Buffalo State University College.
University, yeah.
Yeah, what's your title there? I can't keep track of your growth.
I'm an associate professor of music.
Okay.
But it's a smaller department, so I do lots of different things. I teach trumpet there, some small jazz ensembles, and also music education classes.
Did you teach Jack anything?
I did teach Jack, sort of. I don't think I was actually teaching the trumpet studio when you were there, but I had you for some lessons, and Jack came in as a trumpet student there. So yeah, I've been teaching at Buffalo State for 12 years. I think I just finished my 12th year there, and yeah, it's been great. I've had a lot of great trumpet players have come through there. Corey Telford, and I have a jazz trumpet student now, Christian Medina, who's doing really well, and is maybe going to go on to grad school and do some things. So
that's so wonderful.
Yeah, it's been a really great experience.
And I've heard a lot of your performances there, and they're so top shelf.
Yeah.
It's so great, and that's my alma mater too, so I'm especially proud.
All right, go Bengals.
And you both recently even had a dedication to our friend Chuck Mancuso, who is big jazz on the scene. Yeah, he was on the scene for a long time.
Yeah, Chuck was a landmark educator. I mean, he developed techniques for not only teaching but presenting American popular music. He wrote a landmark textbook, Popular Music in the Underground. I would recommend anyone find a copy if you can. Chuck's our guy.
Yeah, you had a wonderful event for him and honoring him, and now are you teaching jazz in Chuck's class, or was that Elliot Scozzaro who's in your band?
Yeah, Elliot, actually, who you'll hear. You're going to hear Elliot on an upcoming tune on this segment. But Elliot is teaching the classes that Professor Mancuso is teaching. But Chuck was on the search committee when I was hired, and then I came in, and his office was right next door to mine. So it was always great to see Chuck around the halls.
So Chuck is responsible for you being here.
Well, I guess in a way, yeah.
I love it. It's such great news. And so what's next now with jazz on the scene, in your opinion? I know we're going to talk a little bit about the Buffalo Jazz Collective, and we have a special surprise guest who is going to add to that conversation. But where do you see the jazz scene going in Buffalo? And we have a little bit of time to talk about that. We have about 1 minute.
Sure.
If you could get it all out in 1 minute.
Well, actually, I think that the jazz scene in Buffalo is, in many ways, really healthy right now. Let's see, in 2010, I think I moved to Philadelphia for a couple of years, and I thought that I was not going to want to leave there. I got the job at Buffalo State and moved back, and right around that time I realized I think things on the jazz scene were really picking up here, and the music scene in general, and I think per capita, Buffalo is probably just as good as anywhere that you could be in terms of playing, in terms of the quality of musicians, in terms of even venues that are around and opportunities to play. And every time guest musicians come in, they always say great things like, "Oh man, I didn't know this was happening in Buffalo, and it's such a great place to be."
Well, we're going to talk some more about it, but we want to hear some more tunes from you.
Okay.
And we'll be back. We'll talk more about the Buffalo Jazz Collective. We have a special guest. We'll be back with Jack. So many wonderful things to cover. Thank you.
Looking to buy or sell your dream home? Look no further. With experience, knowledge, and a passion for helping clients achieve their goals, Constance Caldwell is ready to guide you every step of the way. From stunning listings of your home to personalized service, Constance will help make your real estate dreams a reality. Contact Connie today at 716-602-1290 to make your next move a satisfying success.
I'm Constance Caldwell, and I approve this message.
Experience the wow over the falls. Rainbow Air Helicopter Tours presents the unforgettable splendor of Niagara Falls by air. Soar above the mist and feel the rush of this amazing spectacle. Everyone gets a window seat in our 4-passenger helicopters. Relax in our expertly maintained aircraft as our seasoned pilots take you to new heights. Soar in Rainbow Air's limousine in the sky. Mention Jazz Scene Buffalo for our biggest discount available. Call 716-284-2800 or visit online at rainbowairinc.com.
Come on down and celebrate chefs. Come on down and celebrate chefs. We've got lots of food, it's a real fun fest. So come on down and we'll do the rest. 100 years being the best in Buffalo.
Chef's Restaurant, 291 Seneca in Buffalo for 100 years. It's the place where family and friends meet to eat. Call for reservations, 856-9187. Info at ilovechefs.com.
Hi, welcome back. You know what? I told you we were going to have a special guest, and I told you we were going to talk about the Buffalo Jazz Collective. I'm with Mark Filsinger, and we're joined by a very special guest, Alex MacArthur. Hey, thank you for being our surprise guest. So let's start from the beginning.
Okay.
You started the Buffalo Jazz Collective how many years ago?
In 2016.
Okay.
So we formed the collective, which is a not-for-profit 501c3 here in Orchard Park, with sort of the mission where we're dedicated to preserving, celebrating, and advancing jazz in Western New York. So we came up with that idea in 2016, and we started off in George Caldwell and Bobby Militello and John Hasselback were sort of there was the artistic team at that time, along with me. And the collective did a lot of great things up until about when COVID hit.
Oh, that evil 2020.
Yeah, and then in 2020 we had a bunch of great plans. We were celebrating Sam Noto's 90th birthday. We were celebrating Bobby Militello's 70th birthday, and then all those concerts got canceled, and we were sort of in a state of not much going on at the time, so sort of survival mode. But recently there seems like there's been some interest in reviving the collective. And so Elliot Scozzaro, who had started to help out with the collective right before COVID hit, who is still in town, and he's been helping out, and we've been meeting with Alex, and the three of us have been sort of talking with Jack, who was here in that last segment, about revamping things and revitalizing the collective and seeing where we might fit in the jazz scene in Buffalo.
Well, I'm loving
today.
this, and I'm loving that you have Alex on the team, because I know you're going to bring great things. But so, what's your role? What's your title? Are you
I don't know
artistic director yet? Are you running things yet?
I am one of the artistic creative directors, and just trying to plan out where the collective will be existing, and just our broader audiences that we can be reaching out to and working with.
Yeah, but you seem to be plugged into a lot of events, and you're like everywhere. I see you
am
everywhere.
everywhere.
So kudos and yay, Buffalo Jazz Collective, to bring you on, because you have such a reach now. So, and now you're on Jazz Scene Buffalo, and we'll do whatever we can to assist, because this is what this is all about. It's like putting layers upon layers upon layers and growing this wonderful reputation Buffalo has for not only jazz music, but music in general. So, can you tell us anything about your first event? Anything upcoming with the Buffalo Jazz Collective? And if you don't have that, we'll talk about something else.
Yeah, well, you mind if I jump in?
Oh, of course.
So I think what I was thinking about there was, when we decided we were going to bring back the Buffalo Jazz Collective, it was getting back to my point where I think the Buffalo jazz scene is pretty healthy right now. Like there's lots of things happening. Like you said, Alex is everywhere. She's you can catch her on Thursdays at Palsy. You can catch her, a million different places where you can hear Alex, and I think that's true for a lot of musicians where there's a lot going on. So what we've been thinking about in our talks is, what could we use the not-for-profit structure to do that could be extra special for musicians? And so we were some things that aren't usually possible, like doing recordings, traveling, gigs out of town, bringing in guest artists, doing things where you can't really, unfortunately with the budgets for most jazz performances, some of those things are impossible. So that's what we've been talking about a little bit, and I don't know if you want to jump in and add anything about any of your ideas you can share, and maybe.
Sure. It's really exciting to me to try and bridge this different jazz scenes, that are happening in different cities, and trying to find some commonality, some common ground, and be working together alongside one another in a really exciting way. So that's something I'm really looking forward to, is just the sorts of collaborations and what we're able to share with musicians from cities all over the place that are essentially doing the same thing that we're doing here in Buffalo in their respective places.
And they have the same challenges. So
absolutely,
coming together is only going to create a mighty tidal wave of sorts.
Absolutely.
I'm very excited about it all. And so can I talk to you a little bit about your involvement? Because we have about a minute left, and we have to get back to the music. It's TV. But can I talk to you a little bit about what you're doing with the Buffalo Philharmonic, Alex?
Oh, sure. I have been working with the Buffalo Philharmonic Orchestra for about 2 years now with their education programming. I serve as a concert host, and I will occasionally sing. But effectively, I'm there to try and just engage with kids that are around, between grades 5 and 8. And just try and get them excited about orchestral music, whether that be, sort of more from a classical perspective or jazz perspective, or, anywhere in between there. So it's a wide variety of music that we're playing for the kids, and hoping that they leave very much inspired and want to continue their own music education and find their inspiration within music.
Do you find that they do leave inspired? Do you see
I would
those
say
sparks?
so. Oh, I would definitely say so.
There a lot
And
of sparks?
it's kind of, it feels a little ironic in the midst of doing those shows that we're talking about. This particular program that we've been focusing on has been about, music and inspiration in music.
I am going to be looking for those.
Yes, and I always just leave inspired also by the kids. So.
I want them to come on Jazz Scene Buffalo someday soon in the future. Thank you so much for joining us, and I look forward to featuring your band on Jazz Scene Buffalo. So stay tuned out there, and more great music. Here we come.
Thank you very much. You're listening to the Mark Filsinger Quartet. We're very happy to be here. We're playing some of my original music today. We began with a song entitled Waiting for Haze that I wrote for my daughter. That last one you just heard was a waltz that I wrote called Home. Before we play this next one, I'd like to introduce the band. You're listening to Jared Tinkham on the guitar. John Bacon on the drums. Over to my right, we have Harry Graser playing the keyboard. And before we play this next one, I'd like to invite up a very special guest, saxophonist Elliot Scozzaro.
Looking to buy or sell your dream home? Look no further. With experience, knowledge, and a passion for helping clients achieve their goals, Constance Caldwell is ready to guide you every step of the way. From stunning listings of your home to personalized service, Constance will help make your real estate dreams a reality. Contact Connie today at 716-602-1290 to make your next move a satisfying success.
I'm Constance Caldwell, and I approve this message.
Experience the wow over the falls. Rainbow Air Helicopter Tours presents the unforgettable splendor of Niagara Falls by air. Soar above the mist and feel the rush of this amazing spectacle. Everyone gets a window seat in our 4-passenger helicopters. Relax in our expertly maintained aircraft as our seasoned pilots take you to new heights. Soar in Rainbow Air's Limousine in the Sky. Mention Jazz Scene Buffalo for our biggest discount available. Call 716-284-2800 or visit online at rainbowairinc.com.
Come on down and celebrate chefs. Come on down and celebrate chefs. We've got lots of food, it's a real fun fest. So come on down and we'll do the rest. 100 years being the best in Buffalo.
Chef's Restaurant, 291 Seneca in Buffalo. For 100 years, it's the place where family and friends meet to eat. Call for reservations, 856-9187. Info at ilovechefs.com.
Thanks for joining us. Thanks for sticking with us. I am very excited to introduce our, he's our very own jazz historian. His name is Jack Nossavage, and Jack is totally on the scene. He's very plugged in. Jack, first of all, I love everything you produce. You're an impresario. I love the gigs that you host and curate at Black Dot's Music Store. And you make jazz history very fun, because you have told me so many interesting little, some of it really high drama, about local musicians that I had no idea about. And I don't mean gossip, but I mean like the long past historic things. And we both have a love for some of the people I have actually knew, and some of them are just history to you, which makes me feel old, but whatever. So tell me, what excites you about producing these jazz shows that you do? I mean, it seems like it's got to come from a deep love, and I know that you're a freaking walking Wikipedia when it comes to jazz, local jazz history. What is it about it?
Well, I mean, I guess to kind of piggyback off of Mark's segment earlier, there's such a high quality of musician in this area. It's really a shame when those guys aren't represented, and I just so happened to fall into a category where I felt I was able to do that for them, and we've had a very successful run at this great little record shop on Grant Street, Black Dots Records and Bar. They're an old school music shop. They have turntables. You can listen to an album before you buy it. And they have the added benefit of having a little music room and a liquor license. So they've drawn their own little crowd, over on the west side of Buffalo.
It's such a cool scene. It's almost a little underground.
Yeah.
Like you feel you're somewhere special.
Yeah, very much so. And they've gone to, every show that we do, there's always an improvement that we make.
Yes.
Whether that be, something as, basic as, upgrade the seating to, maybe changing the format. But the team there is super easy to work with, and like I said, they're also, because they're audiophiles, and they are interested in supporting local music. That's kind of where these two worlds have converged.
Mm-hmm. And were you always interested in history and collecting things?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, my mother's a public high school social studies teacher. So I think that rubbed off on me to a certain extent. But yeah, when it comes to this music, I mean, it's never, in my book, has never been fully given its due. And the fact that we're able to, try and do a little bit of that, is important to me.
And I think that's why you're so important to the jazz scene and the history of jazz. I really thank you so much for your contribution now, and I hope I hope that you will be joining us regularly.
Absolutely.
Because I look forward to you filling my head with some things that I might have never thought of or didn't know.
Yeah.
And I find it all very fascinating. And I'm pretty mainstream. I feel like if I do, I know everybody else will. And of course, the jazz public too love to hear these stories. So thank you, everyone, for tuning in to our experiment here, Jazz Scene Buffalo. We hope you will stick around, listen to some more music, join us monthly, and thank you once again, Jack.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us.
Looking to buy or sell your dream home? Look no further. With experience, knowledge, and a passion for helping clients achieve their goals, Constance Caldwell is ready to guide you every step of the way. From stunning listings of your home to personalized service, Constance will help make your real estate dreams a reality. Contact Connie today at 716-602-1290 to make your next move a satisfying success.
I'm Constance Caldwell, and I approve this message.
Experience the wow over the falls. Rainbow Air Helicopter Tours presents the unforgettable splendor of Niagara Falls by air. Soar above the mist and feel the rush of this amazing spectacle. Everyone gets a window seat in our 4-passenger helicopters. Relax in our expertly maintained aircraft as our seasoned pilots take you to new heights. Soar in Rainbow Air's Limousine in the Sky. Mention Jazz Scene Buffalo for our biggest discount available. Call 716-284-2800 or visit online at rainbowairinc.com.
Come on down and celebrate chefs. Come on down and celebrate chefs. We've got lots of food, it's a real fun fest. So come on down and we'll do the rest. 100 years being the best in Buffalo.
Chef's Restaurant, 291 Seneca in Buffalo. For 100 years, it's the place where family and friends meet to eat. Call for reservations, 856-9187. Info at ilovechefs.com.
That was gorgeous. So beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, Mark Filsinger Quintet and Elliot Scozzaro. Thank you for joining us at Jazz Scene Buffalo. We hope we left you wanting more. Until next time, get out and be seen on the scene. Jazz Scene Buffalo. Visit Mark Filsinger's website. Find out what's going on. Thank you.
Jazz Scene Buffalo was sponsored by Constance Caldwell, licensed real estate salesperson at Howard Hanna Real Estate Services. Rainbow Air Helicopter Tours. Experience the wow over Niagara Falls. For information, go to rainbowairinc.com. And by Chef's Restaurant, downtown Buffalo. Menu and hours at ilovechefs.com.